Hey everyone, Octo here.
And Focus Heal.
Finally getting back some more Let's Play 109. Again. Gotta check the map. Oh, I gotta talk to everybody.
I'll look at this.
Tsubasa, I get. Tsubasa, I get. But what are you doing here, Takamaru? Because she said she found something cool. Duh. What is it? There was a box of junk inside this garage. I rummaged through it and found this. What's that? It's a voice changer. See that patch thing on the tip of the cable? Stick it to your throat and you can use it to freely change your voice to anything you like. You can make it go higher, lower, or smooth as butter. Also, if you have a sample voice recording that's long enough, you can make yourself talk with that voice too. Isn't that cool? Oh no.
Is it? She claims she found it.
She probably did. But so you know how those work?
No.
It changes the vibrations of your vocal cords. Sure, but what's it even doing here? Oh, I wouldn't know. Maybe whoever used this place last left it behind. Who would that be? How the heck would I know? What are you doing here, Takumi? Oh, right. I told them why I was there. Investigating Gaku's murder, huh? I think you're looking in the wrong place. We don't have anything new to share. We were all fast asleep in our rooms when he died. We couldn't have possibly seen or heard anything or anyone suspicious. Any personal guesses? Like, do you know if anyone had a grudge against Gaku? They turned and looked at each other. Takumi? Are you thinking one of us is the killer? No, that's not it. I already told you. The culprit is an outsider who's already escaped outside the wall of fire after killing Gaku. Yeah, that's what I think too. I don't want to be suspicious of anyone anymore. I ain't gonna make that mistake again. He's probably referring to the time when he suspected I was the killer. Okay, thanks for sharing your thoughts with me. After saying that, I turned to leave. Ladies. Thinking, wait, why do we have such high-tech smartboard when we don't even take classes here? Why not? Kodada and Kyoshiga, what are you two doing here? It's raining a lot more. So, this is where the Gaku person was killed. It was weighing on our minds, and so we can't. Everyone here is such a dimwit that it's highly likely they missed a vital piece of evidence or two. Oh, so you're here for the same reason I am. Are you investigating the case as well, Sir Takumi? Yeah, do you want to help me out since you're already here? I want to re-examine the scene of the crime. We searched the room together, but found nothing of note. Did you investigate this place immediately after the murder took place? Yes, before we cleaned Gaku's blood off the floor, but we didn't find any clues that would bring us closer to the identity of the killer then, either. How about the murder weapon? Despite our best efforts, we haven't found it yet. It's not in this classroom or anywhere else on school grounds. What about the threatening note scribbled on the digital blackboard? Was it erased? Yeah, it was making us uneasy, so... That was a stupid thing to do. We could have used the handwriting to pinpoint the killer. They weren't wrong. By the way, there's something I need to ask you. It wouldn't exactly be handwriting if it was fucking with spray paint. Because doing this is a lot different than doing this. I asked them what they were doing between the night of day 4 and the morning of day 5. Wait, are you suspicious of us? Not really, it's just... I was sleeping in my room at second to last Defense Academy, of course. As was I, in my own room, that is. I cannot believe we're on your list of suspects. Look at me. I am the very epitome of innocence. Hey, what's with that look? I mean, have you seen yourself? More like the epitome of, I've got something to hide. You are talking about my mask, right? Are you telling me to take it off? No, absolutely not. This mask stays on no matter what anybody... Right before she finished her sentence, Kyoshiga snatched her mask away, revealing Kodada's face. She held the mask up high before throwing it onto a ceiling catwalk. What? My mask is gone. My mask! Where did you hide it? Gudata kept looking around in a panic. It didn't seem like she noticed Kyosuke had thrown the mask away. That didn't really matter. What did matter was her exposed face. It's Gudata. What? Oh, no, I was just thinking how you looked the same in the other timeline, too. Why would I look different? This is the face I was born with. I know what you're trying to say. This face is too cute to be natural, right? But I swear I never did anything to it. Who cares about that? Where's my mask? I feel naked without it. Don't look at me. I believe I just saw Sir Takemaru taking your mask somewhere. That bonehead. Give me my mask back. Takemaru. She dashed out of the classroom, shrieking away. My, her actions are so adorable as her looks. We had to let her run around like that for a while. Oh, you're mean. Kyosuke disappeared after saying that. Now alone in the classroom, I doubted I'd learn anything new by sticking around. I guess I should go too. The mask wasn't on that catwalk. It was a lie. Filthy lies. Alright, back into the morgue. Hideko and Yugamu, what are you guys doing here? Nothing questionable. I just always feel calmer next to dead bodies. That is extremely questionable, if you ask me. I do not know why, but I just found myself wanting to come here. Do normal people find themselves wanting to come to a morgue? It's a lot less questionable than coming to the morgue to feel calmer next to the dead bodies. Even I can agree with that. Yugamu put his hand over his mouth and giggled. What about you? I told him I was investigating Gaku's murder case. I see, so you're here to re-examine the corpse. I doubt that there's anything new to discover. Yeah, but it wouldn't hurt. With that, I started investigating Gaku's dead body again. I didn't make any new discoveries, just like Hideko said. What was the cause of death? Hemorrhagic shock. How about the murder weapon? A foot-long blade. The shape of the wound seemed to indicate a kitchen knife of sorts. Have you found the knife? Not yet. Wait a minute, why is Yugamu suddenly acting all detective-like? Well, he is an assassin. This is kind of his shtick. I'm just curious, don't mind me. Let me see, you already told us the estimated time of death when we were at Second to Last Defense Academy. Yes, between 1 and 4 a.m. on day 5. Before you ask, I was sleeping in my room at that time. What about you, Yugamu? What were you doing between the night of day 4 and the morning of day 5? Is that relevant to the case? I'm just trying to cover all the bases, please. Needless to say, I was in my room at Second to Last Defense Academy during that period of time. Or, perhaps I should say, I was in Dreamland, for I was sleeping like the dead. Right. Why do you ask? Because... Are you hesitating to say it out loud? Then I will do so on your behalf. Because you are an assassin, Yugamu. Yes, that is certainly a reason to be suspicious. However, I am much chagrined. I do not revel in meaningless murder. Indiscriminate killing goes against my personal code. There is always the possibility that Gaku was someone special to you. Impossible. I have never met this Gaku when he was alive. Of course, I have no evidence to back that statement up. All I can do is plead to you to believe my words. I trust you. I didn't hesitate to answer because I had seen Yugamu and Gaku's relationship in the previous timeline. There was just no way they had met each other before this. His statement about not killing meaninglessly was quite possibly true as well. In the previous timeline, Yugamu never killed any of his allies and never showed any indication that he wanted to. Your trust in me is heartening. He smiled a little as he said that. Well, I guess I'm done here then. Thanks for listening to me. After thanking them, I turned around and left. Okay. So we got that. Oh my god.
All the people.
Let's see something. So... I guess it kind of makes sense that all these buildings are unlocked. Because... we've been sleeping for like 3,000 years.
Right.
We should make good use of that when we can. We can now. But no. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get any of those bonding events on this run.
Right.
Because we're the villain.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what are you doing here? Listening to the calming sound of running water. And trying to make ourselves as comfortable as possible. Comfortable, huh? What about you? Oh, actually, I told him I was investigating Gaku's murder case. Well, that's got nothing to do with us then, right? That Madoka was killed here between 1 and 4 a.m. on day 5. Both of us were at number 2 that day. In that case, oh, just in case, number 2 is in second to last Defense Academy. Whole thing's too long to keep repeating, so I shortened it. We've also taken to calling this place number 1. Although its official name is the Last Defense Academy, so shortening it to last sounded strange, so we settled on number 1 instead. Got it, thanks for explaining. Hey, are you suspecting us? Of course not. Actually, it's not completely impossible for one of us from number 2 to have done it. What? Any of us could have used that school bus to travel to and from here overnight. Oh, now that you mention it. Bedtime was at 11 p.m. Someone could have set off at midnight, after everyone else had fallen asleep. If they pushed the bus to its limits, it would have taken about 3 hours to get here, putting their time of arrival at around 3 a.m. If they took only 30 minutes to finish the job, they could have left number 1 by 3:30 a.m. and returned to number 2 at around 6:30 a.m., just before the morning announcement at 7 a.m. Also, someone from number 2 coming here wouldn't have triggered the Wall of Fire's intruder alert. That's true. Wait, and you're telling me this is members of number 2 yourselves? Oh, sorry for shooting my mouth off like that. It's just that, you know, the incident doesn't quite feel as real to me because I've never met the victim. Just in case, I asked them what they were doing between 11 p.m. on day 4 and 7 a.m. on day 5. And as I had expected, their answers were the same. I was sleeping like a log in my room. Me too. We were both in her room. Okay. We don't know who the killer's gonna be, but it's taking us this long to fucking get one of 99 endings.
Yeah.
Or one of 100 endings. What are you guys doing here? At my question, the 4 of them tensed up and looked at each other. Nothing in particular. We were just bored, that's all. There are lots of things we can use to relieve our boredom here. After hearing their reply, I informed them that I was investigating Gaku's murder case. They were taken aback. What, are you out of your mind? Gaku was killed in the early morning on day 5. Almost 20 days have passed since then. Why now? Because you guys said you wouldn't trust me until I sniffed out the real culprit, remember? Does that mean you're suspicious of us? I didn't say that. It's actually much better if I can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we're all innocent. The more people we can confirm are innocent, the sooner we can prove the killer had never been one of us to begin with, right? I see your point, but I'm afraid that will be difficult to accomplish. Why? Nobody from Group 1 is a verifiable alibi. Group 1 is in the original members of LDA Special Defense Unit. Of number 1 Special Defense Unit. Whereas Group 2 refers to the 5 members from number 2. Wait, Sister Tearist, but you and I have ironclad alibis. Because we were sleeping together in the same room? That doesn't hold any water from an objective point of view. It's just as Hideko said. The testimony of a sibling doesn't count. Miss Amemiya, you're so distrustful of us too? Who said that? You're jumping the gun here. What if we looked at possible motives? Motives? Like, is there anyone among you who had something against Gaku? Takumi, are you really expecting someone to say yes to a question like that? Besides, as Mr. Ginzaki mentioned just now, Mr. Madoka was killed in the early morning on day 5. At that point, we'd only known each other for 4 days. Hardly enough time to develop a grudge deep enough to stab someone that many times over. And that's the truth. Yeah, I guess. That's why I believe there's no point in trying to solve this case by looking at motives. That murder was carried out by a lunatic. That's the only way for it to make any sense. Which means the prime suspect would be... the craziest lunatic of us all. The man, the myth, the meme himself, Takumi!
Hey!
Why me? Because you killed Mr. Aotsuki so easily. Just like that. Oh. Yeah. That. And without any proof. How many times do I have to explain? He betrayed us in another future, that's why. Would you say that to the police? Would that even hold up in a court of law? I killed him to stop him from carrying out a crime in the future. Does that sound like a good defense to you? It's the same old argument that wasn't worth repeating, so I didn't bother continuing. I simply sighed deeply, shook my head, and left. Alright, Ava, what are you going to share with me? Here's the truth. You're a fucking child.
Get out of here. You're the one who did it.
Balls. Duty.
No. Not gonna do
But you will give me balls.
that. Nah.
Balls. You fucking suck.
You suck.
I saw you chuckle. You have a potty sense of humor.
No.
Really? You're doing it on the inside, though. Anyway,
You don't know.
so how do we know what half this shit does? Like, I thought I could have swore this opened up way later in the other timeline. Maybe I was wrong.
No, I don't think so. We were almost at the end by the time this.
Who's holding the key? We were unconscious for an extra 2.5 days when she got put in the cell. Who has the key? We don't have the key.
We don't have the key.
We should have the key.
We probably.
Why don't we have the key? Takumi, you've regained consciousness. Yeah. Though battling you was what caused me to faint in the first place. I'm sorry about that. If you were so sorry, then, why'd you do it why'd you fight me? You're actually apologizing to me? Why wouldn't I? You saved my life. I heard you were really standoffish to the others. That wasn't my intention. I merely said I wouldn't be sharing any information if Takumi wasn't here. It was pointless asking Ava for information about Gaku's murder case. So I asked for information about the enemy instead. I'm here now. Tell me everything useful you know. Useful. Yeah, like the enemy's HQ's location, invader types, number of troops, your war strategy. At that, Ava's face suddenly clouded over. I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little feigning illness now? Give me a break. I'm not feigning, it's true. That wasn't what you promised. I came here alone like you asked, okay? Alone? Does it look like there's anyone else with me? No, that's not what I was wondering about. It's just, I never asked you to come alone. All I said was I would talk once Takumi was here. What do you mean? Whatever it is, I do not think I am able to talk. Please leave me for now. Ava was clearly feigning illness, but there was nothing I could do to get her to make her talk. Her prison cell was locked. I won't be able to go inside without the key, and it's not like I could force her to spit out the information I wanted, even if I could.
Hey!
This is ridiculous. I cursed and kicked the pebble as I left the courtyard. I finished talking with everyone. So, Nozomi was in the room with us. She told us we wouldn't get the information.
Right.
Did she tell us that because that's what she heard firsthand? And just, cross communication because she was kind of in a daze? Did somebody else tell her that's what Ava said? Or is she lying? Sadly, I didn't manage to unearth anything new. While nobody in number 1 had an alibi, they didn't have a motive either. Nothing's changed about this. But the 5 new members from number 2. I've realized any one of them could have been the culprit. They could have taken the school bus to and from number 1 and 2 overnight. Yes, but what's their motive? Like, what's their alibi?
The only one that kind of fits, like, the kitchen knives are,
Dotomy.
yeah. And,
The infusers. So, as an assassin, Yugamu's got to be pretty athletic and acrobatic.
Right. He would also be used to being sleep deprived.
Yeah, and stealthy and sneaky.
We were hit.
We were here. Yeah, they jumped up from on top of our house after they rang our doorbell.
The only one out of here that I could see being able to do that is the assassin and also our samurai sword girl. She may also technically have the skill to do it.
Moko could have done it. Look at her. She's a beefcake pro wrestler.
Yeah, but where would she hide? Like, it'd be impossible to miss her.
It's not hiding. She was literally on. She wasn't hiding. It literally said they jumped from on top of our room down on top of us.
Yeah, I guess she also has the ability to get there.
Yeah, she could fucking climb up there, off the top rope, knock us out, and she would easily have enough strength to drag us back into the room.
Yeah, so there's 3 people that I could picture doing it.
They could also enter without triggering the alarm. All this investigation done was throw more names onto the suspect list. The murder weapon was still missing, and the killer left no trace at the scene of the crime, which an assassin would be very good at. But Dotamy also plays a lot of those killing games, so she'd
Right.
probably understand what she needs to not do.
Right.
In short, there are 0 clues to go on. How do I even continue the investigation like this? I sighed and collapsed into bed. Rough stuff. Under the rainbow. The day drew to a close and night slowly took over.
You never know when the invaders might... Well, then.
I'd make a good detective. I'm suspicious of everybody. All the time. Always. Sirius' carefree voice faded away into darkness, only to be slowly taken over by a cold silence. It was in that silence that I found myself heading to a certain place. The courtyard. Where Ava was being held. I went closer to her cage and stepped just in front of her. Takumi, is something wrong? You look very tired. I'm not. You're just imagining things. Well then, why are you here? When Shoma was bringing food to me, he told me about Gaku. He also shared a lot of other things with me. I'm aware of your current predicament. Okay, so Shoma is still taking over.
Okay.
Why? You mustn't lie to yourself, Takumi. What? The truth is, you think the killer is among the 12 of you, right? No, I don't. Please. You can be honest with me. I won't tell anyone. I'm the only one you can remove as a suspect because I only arrived here 3 days ago. It's fair. She would trigger the alarm.
That is true.
It's literally impossible for me to have killed Gaku. Because she would have triggered the alarm and then the barrier would have gone up immediately.
That's true.
So she absolutely is not a suspect. So, hey, Ava's going to be our fucking co-detective. She's going to be our Watson. If I managed to slip in somehow without triggering the alarm, I wouldn't have stopped at Gaku. In short, I am the only one in this school that you can trust right now. You've come here because deep inside, you know that too. Am I wrong? You may be right. That's true. Like, if she wanted to kill us and she could get in here without triggering it, she would have butchered us all. Yeah. So she's good. She's attractive. That purple streak, chef's kiss. The words spilled out of my mouth before I could stop myself. I couldn't even be sure if I had meant what I said. You and I are the same, Takumi. I don't trust my allies either. Especially not Veshness. Why is that? That battle 3 days ago, she was supposed to send reinforcements for me. But they never came. She was using me as bait. Bait? She nodded and continued talking. She should have seen me being caught from where she was located. But she didn't do anything, because that was her plan all along. Wait a minute. I thought Veshness was dead. That is what everyone seems to believe. But is it really true? I am of the opinion she is still alive somewhere out there.
Oh shit! So then that might have been why she died the first time. Then
Who's she?
why she died? Why she ended up dying?
She ended up dying because Ato wanted her power. He killed her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He found her and killed her.
Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Takumi, here's the straight truth. There's a bomb inside my body. The detonator is on a joint on my left-hand pinky finger. Moving it in a particular motion triggers an explosion. Anyone standing within a 25-yard radius at that time will be blown to smithereens. Please relax. I don't intend on going through with it. If I did, I would have done it a long time ago. Anyway, Veshness ordered me to do this. If you get caught, blow yourself up in front of everyone in the Special Defense Unit. I was not to humiliate myself by becoming a prisoner of war. But you didn't do that. My orders were to detonate in front of everyone. I was to blow up every single member of the SDU. I didn't detonate the bomb when you apprehended me because the other 4 members were on the rooftop. I get it now. That's why you wouldn't offer any intel until I came. But you came alone, which defeated the purpose of the request. You were all supposed to come together. That was Veshness's plan, huh? Yes, to allow you to capture me before detonating, taking out everyone in one fell swoop. Oh. That's why she didn't send reinforcements. Ava clenched her jaw and lowered her head, her eyes brimming with tears. Okay, I understand the situation better now, but why are you sharing this top secret plan with me? I wasn't lying when I said I was feeling unwell this afternoon. It was bothering me that much. I had to choose between lying to you and eventually killing everyone here or telling you the truth and joining your side. The weight of that decision made me feel so ill. But in the end, you decided to side with me. Yes, because I could never betray someone who saved my life. One more thing, your eyes. When I look into them, I sense something familiar. Something familiar? Solitude. It dwells within you. Those lonely eyes were what drew my heart to you. Oh. Her words weighed heavily on me. It felt like something I was trying desperately to keep hidden had been forcefully exposed. Yeah, he is in solitude because he's the only one who knows what happened in that previous timeline, but everyone else is like, ooh. So he's have to go through this all again, all alone. Yet instead of panicking, I felt a strange sense of relief deep inside. I may have been unknowingly putting a barrier between myself and the others because of my suspicions. It truly felt like Ava was the only one I could open up to, because she was the only one I could say with absolute certainty didn't kill Gaku. By the way, aren't you going to ask me about our army? Nah, I'm not in the mood for that right now. I probably wouldn't remember anything anyway. Then may I ask for a favor? Go on. Please, return my mask to me. Your mask? The mask I was wearing on the battlefield. My people highly value our masks. We consider them as part of us. Without it, I feel exposed. Fine, your mask, right? Yes, thank you so much. After leaving Ava, I went back to my room. Do we have her mask on us? I had mixed feelings about our conversation. A chaotic mix of slight relief, intense guilt, and great confusion. Gah! With a loud cry, I jumped into bed and resigned myself to a sleepless night ahead. Rough. Fuck, I just grabbed like 6 orange all at once.
Band out of troops! Time! Get ready for your... Prepare to spend a... Be ready to give your life.
Yeah. Morning, Takumi. Heading to breakfast? Yeah, hey, can I ask you something? What is it? Do you know what happened to Ava's mask? Ava's mask? Yeah, that thing she was wearing on the battlefield before she revealed her true face. Oh, that? It's being kept somewhere in the garage. Great, thanks. I'll go grab it later. Immediately after saying that, the door to the stairwell flung open and Kyoshika came charging over. She quickly ran over to us with a strange look on her face and said, "Oh, come on."
Huh?
Something disturbing has been discovered in the classroom on the first floor. Something disturbing? You must come immediately. Everyone else is already on their way. We're about to lose another one. I followed Tsubasa and Kyoshika to the classroom on the first floor, dashing inside upon arrival.
Army?
It's in different handwriting.
It is.
What? No way. Not again. It was a repeat of day 4. Somebody had used red spray paint to write something on the digital blackboard again. The only difference was the content of the text. This time, it said, "Let's play a killing game." Who found it first? 'Twas I. Upon discovering this foul scene, I immediately set off to inform everybody of it. What were you doing here in the first place? Yes, well, I'd wished to retrieve Lady Kurata's mask before breakfast. Fair enough, because she did throw it up here.
She did throw it up there.
It had been left on the ceiling catwalk since you flung it there yesterday. Kyoshika, you shall pay for this later. Kurata was already wearing her mask. She must have retrieved it before the rest of us came running in.
That
Who would
mean
write-
she was in here and would have seen the text?
I think she got it. Like,
You think she got
I think
before she went to sleep?
I think Kyoshika got it for her
Oh, I see.
and then gave it to her before everybody got here. Like, maybe she was one of the first ones in here.
Huh.
Who would write something like this? Isn't it obvious? It's the same bastard who wrote the last threat. The same one who killed Gaku.
But it's not.
Like, this 100% has to be Darumi.
Well, this one at least has to be Darumi.
No, I mean, like, the overall culprit killing us has to be Darumi. Like, I see no other person. Are you sure? The handwriting seems a lot different, Kaku.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the other one was all in, like, print. Really nice. Wait.
I wonder if Ima actually wrote the first one.
Wait. LSNKA. Slank, Slacken, Collins. Let's see. Kako. No. Somebody else there. Like, there's got to be a reason they capitalized those letters specifically. LSNKA. Unless we're just overthinking it. LSNKA.
Yep.
Also, yeah, they took a lot of time. That looks very calligraphic.
Right. So,
But the other one, like, that's very calligraphic print. But what's on there now is fairly cursive. At least the G is cursive. I don't know. I don't know what we could do that. My dear sister's sharp perception pierces through everything. So someone else wrote this? Who? Wait, could it be Ava? No, I don't think that's possible. When I delivered breakfast to her just now, her cage was properly locked. Who has the key? I do. It's the only copy in existence. Also, there is a special IC chip embedded inside that makes it impossible to duplicate. Okay. We can think about the author later. I'm more curious what this killing game is supposed to refer to. Which part of killing game is so hard to understand? It's a game where you kill or be killed. It still doesn't make sense. Who plays? What are the rules? Where? How? When? Why? Suddenly, Shoma raised his voice. Everybody, look! There's something on the teacher's desk. This looks like a tape recorder. I guess we should listen to it.
Which wouldn't be trustworthy because of the voice.
Yep, yeah, this fucking...
This is
Well,
hearsay.
what?
This is just, it could still be anybody.
Yo, yeah. Yeah, this isn't gonna help us at all, but, yeah. I pressed play and an eerie sounding voice came out of the recorder.
The game has officially begun. Like the blackboard says, let's all play a killing game together. The name of this game is The Invader Hunt.
The message continued. Anyone willing to participate should gather in the leisure lounge at 7 p.m. All who refuse to join the game will be eliminated. That is all. With those eerie words, the voice stopped. Silence prevailed. We could have heard a pin drop. We were all frowning, although nobody said anything. The last note hadn't been a prank. Syria was destroyed and Gaku was murdered. This note could have been written by the same person. His last words especially kept echoing loudly in my mind. All who refuse to join the game will be eliminated. Let's see. By the way, Kako, you mentioned something about the handwriting of this message being different from the last. Maybe the culprit deliberately changed it. We should keep that possibility in mind. Too soon to be jumping to conclusions about two different culprits when the MO is the same. So Gaku's murderer is on the move again. Basically, this could be from the same person who killed Gaku. If so, we might be able to find their true identity by joining the game. But that option came with major risks. The monster who destroyed Syria and slaughtered Gaku was behind it after all. Join the game despite the risks or try to keep everyone as safe as possible. We had until 7 p.m. to decide what to do, but it didn't seem prudent to delay our decision until the last minute. We had to stay united. All of us. For that to happen, I had to clearly express my opinion on the matter first, as team leader. But what was our best option? Should we join the game or ignore it completely? I thought long and hard about what to say, and then I made my decision.
Oh.
We're not going to join.
Okay.
Because Invader Hunt probably means they're going to let Ava loose somewhere in the school, but keep her trapped in here. And, yeah. So, no. She's the only one we can trust. So, we're not going to join the game. So, let's see what happens when we get eliminated.
Guys, here's what I think. I'm not going to join this Invader Hunt thing.
Right. Of course not. A rational decision. I hope you can all follow my lead in this. I know I will. There's nothing to be afraid of if we all reject it together. Hey, don't speak for everyone just yet. What, you mean you're joining? Of course, I'll never get a chance to live out my fantasies like this again. Besides, the name Invader Hunt makes the game sound like it's going to be an absolute blast. I'm with Takumi on this one. You'll find me playing that game over my dead body. This Invader Hunt is just the culprit trying to trick us into believing it'll be fun, but it's clearly stated on the blackboard, this is a killing game. The recording said as much too. I'll follow Takumi's lead as well. It's against my artistic principles to kill for entertainment. This message don't make sense anyway. The sponsor said those not in the game will be eliminated, but we'd still get eliminated sooner or later if we did join. Don't be stupid. Nobody has to die if we win, right? Right? Dotami, are you listening to yourself? Huh? You're taking this I love killing games persona a little too far, aren't you? I am not. I'm just saying what I really think. Dotami's pigtail swayed as she vigorously shook her head in denial. There was definitely some uncertainty in her eyes. What about you, Hideko? You haven't said anything yet. Either choice is fine with me. What do you mean? I'm not interested in this game at all. I am, however, interested in finding the sponsor's identity. They'll make their move eventually, whether we join the silly game or not. That's when we'll swoop in and bring that sicko down, right? That's more or less what I was thinking. Then we have an answer. Yes, we're not going to join the Invader Hunt. Dotami, you don't mind, do you? I do mind, but it's not like I can play a killing game by myself. Fine. Fine, I'll go with the majority. Good. As you should. Hairy ears is what I got. After that, we decided to stay together until the stipulated time. We didn't know what might happen, and there was always the possibility the sponsor was actually one of us. Staying together meant we could prevent the sponsor from trying anything. I didn't tell anyone about that second reason, though. They all seemed convinced the sponsor was an outsider who had infiltrated the school. Well, they were acting like they thought that anyway. The sky turned dark as we whiled our time away. Finally, it was 7 p.m., the time mentioned on the voice recorder. That was when I threw the door to the leisure lounge open. Not because I wanted to join the game, of course. I was there to declare as team leader that none of us would be joining. Everyone else stood outside just in case. Turning around as I could see the others trying to peer in through the door, which was slightly ajar. There was nobody inside the room, not even a faint presence. After looking around, I lifted my head to the ceiling and shouted, "Hey, are you there? Can you see me? I'm here to tell you none of us will be joining your stupid Invader Hunt." No response at all. Have it your way. That's all I wanted to say. Have a bad night. After that cold farewell, I turned around and stepped outside of the leisure lounge. That's when it hit me.
What?
I don't know what hit him yet. But that's when it hit me. Oh boy, you really said it. And after that sponsor said they'd kill us all if we refused to play the game. Don't say I didn't warn you. Will we be okay? Gaku got killed the last time we did this. But that killer fled and went outside the wall of fire, right? Most likely, yeah. That's why the sponsor of this game probably isn't one of us. God damn, ears. Kaku even said this morning that the handwriting was different this time. I can't be completely sure because they used spray paint. If the sponsor wasn't one who killed Gaku, then there's also the possibility the entire thing was just a prank. So we need not be unnecessarily shaken. That's if the sponsor wasn't the killer. The truth of the matter remains to be seen. Everybody fell momentarily silent after that. Question, what's the plan for tonight? Plan? Our sleeping arrangements. Where should we all spend the night? I'm definitely sleeping in my dear sister's room. I'll stay with Takemaru. No way. What? You don't trust Takumi even after he saved my life? You and me are through, man. Yeah!
Oh.
But, the Tsukumo twins aside, why don't we sleep in our own rooms like normal? Just lock the door and you'll be fine. I agree, there are 13 people here. Making everyone sleep in pairs would leave one person out. Alright, but why not put that person with one of the other pairs? We should avoid having 3 people in one room. It's too risky. Risky? Why? Not again. Our team's already discussed this to death, and now I have to repeat myself. Despite her complaint, Hideko carefully explained to those from the other academy why we decided to have 3 people in a room together was a bad idea. It does make sense. I can't remember why she said that, but whatever. We should all go back to our own rooms then. No, you've just triggered the mother of all death flags, and you don't even know it. Well, anything to spice things up around here. Uh-oh. That decided, we all returned to our own rooms to sleep after dinner. Ima insisted on sleeping in Kako's room, but nobody protested on that point. That's fine. He can do what he wants. Day 26. So who or how many are dead?
Get prepared. Be ready to give your life.
In the morning, I head to the cafeteria for breakfast only to find that everyone else is already there. Okay, we're all alive. 1, 3, 9. Oh my, how did I count 14 souls? Because you're terrible at math. There are only 13 people here. You see, nothing bad happened. So it was just a prank after all? But by who? And for what purpose? If you're asking me, I think the most likely suspect is... We all turn to look at Dotomi. Wait a minute, you're accusing me of being the game's sponsor? I don't think so. Dotomi doesn't have the guts to pull off something like that. Kara, you underestimate me. I may not have guts, but I've still got brain meats. They're small and overpowered, but they're all the same. Oh, for the love of murder. Hey, can we just be happy that nothing happened? Please excuse me for exposing you to my foul-smelling dumpster breath, but why don't we all have breakfast together? After breakfast, we all headed off to our own things, relieved that nothing bad happened after all. As for me, I went back to my room. Almost immediately, a visitor came knocking. I opened the door to find Tsubasa standing outside. Huh? Did something happen? Like, we absolutely already know the killer is one of us.
Yeah.
Like, the whole, oh, it came in from outside the school thing.
Stupid.
It was a stretch, to say the least.
Wait,
But-
who initially brought up that idea first?
Like, everybody kind of just agreed on that point because they didn't really want to fucking believe we were the killer. But it's been doubly confirmed now that we know they absolutely used the voice modulator.
Right.
And not a whole lot of people, like, an outsider would not know where or even if it existed here.
Takamaru and
Tsubasa were in there,
Tsubasa
but
and
like,
us.
yeah, but you think they would be, like, you think they wouldn't tell other people? We don't know what happens off screen.
Right. That's true too. I don't think they. But they
But-
don't really
and
have a reason to bring.
But an outsider from the school, like
someone
somebody.
might have been listening in on the conversation like they had in the last playthrough.
Well, no, I mean, if somebody did come from, like, if there was an additional outsider from outside the school, outside of us 13 people, they wouldn't know about the voice changer.
That's true too.
You know, I saw Ava's mask yesterday. Remember? I brought it here for you. Oh, thanks. Sorry for the trouble. I took the mask of her. What are you going to do with it? I was thinking of returning it to Ava. What? You trust her now? Not really. It's just... Oh, I know. You fell in love with her. No, Tsubasa. I am in love with you. I mean... What? Of course not. Tsubasa narrowed her eyes at me and I felt my palms get sweaty. I haven't felt this weird since I ate my mom's spaghetti. Boom. Never mind, it's none of my business. Everyone's free to love who they want. Well said. I told you, that's not it. But since we're talking about the mask, I looked it over out of curiosity. And found something pretty interesting. That mask isn't an ordinary accessory. It actually comes installed with a bunch of high-tech features. Infrared night vision, zoom functions, organic life detection. There's even a miniature air tank inside that allows it to turn into a gas mask. Using that air tank, the wearer can survive completely shut off from the outside world for as long as 30 minutes. That's amazing. It almost sounds like it'd be a waste to give it back to Ava. You wouldn't be able to use it, Takumi. It's custom made to fit a specific shape. Ava's the only one who can wear it. Guess I might as well give it back after all. Even with the best technology in the world, she can't possibly harm any of us from inside that cage, right? She must have thought about it for a while before dying in agreement. By the way, when's she going to give us more information about the enemy? She did promise to be useful if we spared her life. I actually think it'd be best if we could get her to join us as an ally. An ally? Of justice. Yeah, so she can fight defensive battles along with us. Who'd need some kind of safety measure before allowing her to cut loose, of course? Like a collar with a bomb, maybe? That would put everyone at ease, right? If she tries to run or do anything funny, all we have to do is stop her with the press of a button to activate the bomb. A bulb lit up in my mind as Tsubasa was speaking. Tsubasa! Let's say there was already a self-destruction device in Ava's body. Would it be possible for someone else to activate it? Depends on how the bomb was built. If the detonation mechanism was designed to be triggered remotely, then maybe. In that case, your plan might actually work. Wait, you were being serious? You weren't just speaking hypothetically? Do you think that's something you can do? You want me to create a detonation device for the bomb inside her? Yes, once it's done, we'll have the perfect safety measure. And then we can allow Ava to join us. Alright, I'll give it a shot. Awesome, I'm counting on you. Oh, and you just lost her trust. After Tsubasa left, I went to look for Hideko and get the key from her.
Oh my god, so many oranges.
The key that would open Ava's cage. I walked into the courtyard, her mask in hand. Kasumi. Here you go, as promised. I opened the cage using the key Hideko gave me. After Ava's mask door, I closed the door and locked it again. And thank you, Takumi. I don't know what to say. No need, just keeping my promise. Well, I'll be seeing you. I turned around, giving a casual wave as I walked away. Still trying to decipher any meaning behind it?
Yep. I don't know. But now what?
I'm back in my room, but now what? There's nothing for me to do here. I may as well go take a walk around the school. Oh my god, we got free time! Bonding events? Special events occur when you raise a bond rank with a character. When you give characters a gift, you'll increase their affinity towards you. After reaching a certain affinity, your bond rank will increase. So I guess that's why. Because they couldn't act. Okay.
Right.
Boost your affinity by gifting preferred items you've discovered throughout various student activities. Take the initiative to strengthen your bond with your comrades. Alright. Okay, I will probably end up bonding the shit. I'll probably end up fucking bonding the shit out of Yoshiko. Yeah, anyway. We got some upgrading. Weird.
What?
I mean, obviously, you know, we'd be able to use him on the timeline we spare him.
That's true, I guess.
That's a good buff, actually. I'm gonna actually use this more. Oh, that one was not chewy. Okay. What would Kyoshika want? Actually, we're gonna bond the shit out of Tsubasa. Alright. Car-related things.
Oh, what do we have for our thing? No, never mind. I don't know what the thingies we got. Radio telescope.
That's obviously from Nozomi.
Yeah.
This is for Homegirl.
Yep.
Kako. Driving gloves, probably. Thick leather biking gloves. Damn.
Oh. Vehicle. Oh, and maybe machines.
Gold gas can. Maybe. This has to work.
Is this for me? Wow! You have no idea how happy you just made me!
Techno went up. Nice. Okay. Well, she'll give me more keywords, so I'll hang out with her too. Wow, really? You know so much about this stuff. I don't know shit. Tsubasa, who are you? Oh, she's talking to Bus-chan.
Yeah.
The school bus, we're totally hitting it off. I was at a loss for words. After spending some time together, you understand her a little better. Watch, I pump all that stuff and making her good. Oh, yeah, she's the next to die.
Headies. You never know when.
That
then.
would suck.
Yeah.
But again, I would assume it goes through all playthroughs. Even when I go back in time, they'll still have their power. Because they'll resonate with me when I return back in time. I went to bed after an uneventful day. No, it only seemed uneventful. Something may have been brewing behind the scenes without me noticing. But since I had no way of ascertaining that, I decided to simply go to bed and embrace the sleep for the night.
Good, yeah.
Up and out of troops. Time to get ready.
Oh no. So before that line of text even fucking finished, I knew something was wrong. Because we didn't have the music.
Yeah.
I woke up as the morning announcement played and it barely finished when a piercing scream resounded in my ears. I jumped out of bed and dashed out of my room. Here to go, Tsubasa and Takemura were out on the roof already. Was that Shoma just now? Yeah, I came running out when I heard it. I was already here when she came out. The scream came from the back of the building. Are you sure? Trust me, I've got a dog's hearing. Okay, let's go. We made our way to the stairs as quickly as we could and headed for the back of the school. It didn't take long for us to reach our destination, where we saw
Killed the same way.
Hey, Tsubasa? Where's the voice changer? Okay, thanks. Because obviously it didn't just happen when we just heard him scream. So, and she did say, you can make yourself sound like anybody as long as you have a long enough sample recording of it.
Yep.
Which, that clearly had to have happened.
Shoma!
So all the 5 non-combatants are going to be the ones dead. I rushed over to check his pulse and breathing.
Nothing. He's dead.
No shit.
No way.
By this time, the other team members had come running as well. It was Nozomi, Moko, Kyoshika, Yugamu, and Kurata. They gasped as their eyes went wide when they saw Shoma's body.
Shoma.
Wait. No. Overthinking. I think I just overthought my overthinking. The voice changer may not necessarily be at play here. He could have just died. Because they changed the programming for the Revival-Matic where if you don't die in a defensive battle, you don't come back, period.
Yeah.
So that's right. So
Yep, that was part of this timeline.
yeah, so yeah, I mean, no, I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, since that's the case, he could have just died, and that could have been a scream of him dying.
Oh, yeah.
And not, you know, something somebody fucking made up.
Impossible.
What is this? Is he breathing?
Does he look like he's breathing, Kurata?
Unfortunately.
Get your act together. It's too early to give up.
No, he's dead.
We just heard him screaming. He can't have been dead longer than 10 minutes.
Right. We can use the Revive-O-Matic to bring him back.
Nope.
Let's get him to the infirmary.
Yes, but just one moment.
Or wait. Okay, no. I triple overthought. The Revival-Matic works. The corpse drones won't grab you if you're not in a defensive battle.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Sir Ima, Lady Kako, and Lady Darumi have not shown up yet.
Hey, you're right.
Maybe they woke up early and went to the cafeteria first?
Even so, they should have heard the scream. Weird that they didn't come running like the rest of us.
This isn't the time to discuss that. Get Shoma to the infirmary now.
Yeah, I'll carry him there on my back. I don't know how to work the Revive-O-Matic, though.
I'll come with you. The rest of you can go look for Ima, Kako, and Darumi.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm just overthinking everything. Revival-Matic works. The reason it wouldn't work on Gakko is because he was dead too long after the corpse recovery drones were fucking changed. Takamaru put Shoma on his back and immediately ran off to the infirmary with Tsubasa. The rest of us then split up to look for Ima, Kako, and Darumi. Since the person who attacked Shoma could still be lurking nearby, we split into teams for safety. I partnered up with Hideko. We decided to start with the cafeteria. Made our way there as soon as we could, but there was nobody else inside. Ima, Kako, Darumi, anybody there? No response. Looks like they're not here. Yes, let's try somewhere else. Turning around, we dashed down the hallway toward the gym. But when we got there... Hey, I can't open the door. Is it locked? I peered through the small opening in the slightly ajar door. There's a latch. Someone latched the door from the inside. Hideko and I looked at each other nervously, neither daring to breathe.
Oh, this isn't good. Oh no, Hideko has the key. Oh. No, we do.
There's no key to this door.
No, not that. I was thinking about our prisoner.
So what I'm thinking is, those three are just bunkered down in here now. So they're probably just bunkering down because they don't trust any of us. Which makes perfect sense. That's my initial assumption. We're going to have to break the door down. You're right. On 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. The door refused to budge even after we threw ourselves against it numerous times. Soon the noise we were making started attracting the others to the gym as well. We need some help here, guys. What we were trying to do was obviously enough that we didn't have to explain. Everyone nodded. Took a couple of steps back and prepared to charge the door. Ready? Go! And we got it. The latch broke apart with a crackling sound. We all tumbled into the gym together. And lying on the floor in front of us. Suicide. But why?
This is...
Unbelievable.
I ran to Kako, put a finger on her neck. There was no pulse. She was deathly cold. Hideko came from behind me and started examining Kako's body. Once she had finished, she turned to look at the others and silently shook her head.
It's okay. She couldn't have been dead for too long, like Shoma. Then we should take her to the infirmary now.
No, she's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been dead for a while.
Nozomi ran over to Kako and lifted her up. As she did, something fell out of Kako's right hand. What's this? A medicine bottle? By the time I noticed it, Nozomi had already run out of the gym carrying Kako's body. As the rest of us started to leave, Hideko suddenly spoke up. Wait, Yugamu, you go with Nozomi. Moko, Kyoshika, Kudara, continue to look for Ima and Dadami. And Takumi, you stay here. What? Why? Just do as I say for now. I'll explain later. Alright. Let us be off at once. The others nodded at each other and then ran toward the hallway. Leaving only Hideko and myself at the scene of the crime. Why only me? There's only one exit here and it was latched shut. I turned to look at the exit. Lying on the floor nearby was a mop that had been broken into 3 pieces. The mop handle had been used as a makeshift latch. It would be impossible for someone to latch a door like that from outside, which means this incident happened in a locked room. Assuming this is true, there are 2 possibilities I can think of. Can you guess what they are? I answered hesitatingly. The first possibility is that, as much as I hate to say it, Kako killed herself, right?
Oh.
Yes, look at that bottle that dropped from her hand. What does the label say? TTX. It's an abbreviation for tetrodotoxin. Tetrodotoxin. Goddamn fucking words. It's extremely poisonous. Swallowing just 1 or 2 milligrams is fatal. Are you saying Kako drank this? I don't know, but we'll have time to think about that later. The other possibility is the more pressing one. Because if Kako didn't take the poison herself, it didn't take me long to make the connection. The killer's still hiding somewhere in the gym. Yes, if there is a killer, that is. That's why I told you to stay behind. Alright, let's look around. Hideko and I searched the gym as cautiously as we could. Despite leaving no stone unturned, we didn't find anyone hiding anywhere. This makes it clear that Kako took her own life. Does it, though? Shoma was found sliced up at the back of the building around the same time. Don't you find it strange that somebody killed him while Kako killed herself? Kako wouldn't kill herself. But they're trying to make it look like she killed herself to throw us off the trail.
Right, and where the hell is Ima at?
That's a good. Yeah, they never go anywhere without each other. No, there's nothing strange about that if Kako had been the one to kill Shoma. After stabbing him to death, she ran into the gym, blocked the door with the mop handle, and ingested the poison to kill herself. I decided to state my opinion objectively, even though I really didn't want to say those words out loud. Maybe, but that wouldn't make sense if Kako died before Shoma. Remember how Kako felt when you touched her body? Yes, she'd already gone completely cold. I noticed it too. It's probably been several hours since she died. So Kako killed herself sometime last night, and then somebody killed Shoma sometime this morning? Or Kako was also murdered. That's a possibility as well. How is that possible when the door was latched from the inside? Wait, there's something more important here. If Kako had already been dead for a few hours... Yes, I'm afraid it's already too late for her. Oh no. Tsubasa, Nozomi, and Yugamu were in the infirmary when Hideko and I arrived. They were standing around with grave looks on their faces. How are Shoma and Kako? Well, we managed to successfully revive Shoma. Good, we got clues. That's great. Yes, what a relief. But he's still unconscious. His physical body was restored to full health, but it seems he hasn't recovered mentally from the attack yet. The question is... why?
Right.
Like, they knew the Revival-Matic would revive him.
Right.
Because, you know, he had enough blood inside of him remaining. They didn't bleed him out. Maybe they didn't have time.
They probably didn't have time. But what would have caused them to be hasty?
His scream.
Yeah, I know, but...
Like,
well, I guess
if he screamed mid-attack, like if he screamed as he was getting attacked, then obviously that would have alerted the others, so they would have so the killer would just had enough time to finish them and bolt away before making meticulously sure he couldn't come back.
Right.
Where is he? Sleeping in his room. Takemaru's taking care of him. And what about Kako? We did put her body in the Revival-Matic, but alas. Hideko and I went behind the Revival-Matic to look at the monitor. What was written on the screen made our hearts sink. Cause of death: respiratory paralysis induced asphyxiation. Estimated time of death: day 27 between 1 and 4 a.m. Again. Trace of TTX poison detected in body. Oral intake of TTX presumed to have led to respiratory paralysis induced asphyxiation. No external injuries found on body. Too much time has passed since death. Impossible to revive. The silence of the room was broken by the door being thrown open and 3 people running in. Dotomy, you're safe. Where were you all this time? In the rec room, playing slots. You were doing what? You can't blame me. I overslept this morning and didn't see anyone in the cafeteria. I just assumed everyone was off doing their own thing. Kyoshika and I found her in the rec room and dragged her here. We've already told her about Shoma and Kako. Still, we didn't yet know if they'd been successfully revived, so here we are. Did it go well? Just then, 2 other people barged in noisily. Miss Osuzuki told me what happened. I fell asleep in my dear sister's room last night, but when I woke up, she was nowhere to be found. I've been looking around for her ever since. I saw him running around the hallways like a headless chicken and brought him here. Kinda weird how somebody who was like so super attached to his sister at the hip wouldn't notice her getting up and out of bed.
Yeah, there's no way.
Unless he was drugged, like we were the night of the barbecue.
Oh.
What are you clipping back there?
I'm not clipping anything.
Then just ask me. Yeah, exactly. I can do that. Where's my dear sister? What has happened to her? I explained the situation to everyone who had just arrived. The news that Kako could no longer be revived hit everyone like a ton of bricks. Tears started welling up in Moko and Kyoshika's eyes while Kurata was stiffly going under her mask. Dotomy alone shed no tears. She had a vacant look on her face as she stared absently into space. And as for Ima...
No! No! No!
Oh, he may actually lose it anyways.
Oh,
dear sister! My dear sister! No!
With an anguished cry, the distraught Ima lost control of all reason and started lashing out. We managed to wrestle him to the ground and pin his limbs down even as he struggled violently.
Wait here while I go grab the Gamma-Feel.
What's that?
A powerful anesthetic. We have some in the biolab.
Yamo dashed off as quickly as he could. He came back a while later with the Gamma-Feel, which he then injected into Ima. The drug caused Ima to weaken and slump over. Yugamu observed him closely.
All is fine now. He's unlikely to wake up before tomorrow morning.
Oh, that was TTX. My bad. We moved the unconscious Ima to his room and then assigned Moko to watch over him. After that, we took Kako's body to the morgue. There were now 3 bodies lying on tables in the morgue. Kako's body was the smallest. Why 3? Oh, Sirai.
Yeah.
I hope. I don't know why I would put Sirai here. I kept staring at her. When I closed my eyes, I could still see her innocent smile. I couldn't believe the girl I had thought of like my own little sister was now gone. An indescribable ache spread through my chest at that thought. Unable to stand the pain, I forced myself to look away. But why 3? After that, we went to the courtyard to check the cages. Ava was still inside hers, the door securely locked. Hideko and I went to tell the others what we'd learned from investigating the gym. The improvised latch, the bottle of poison, and now there had been no one else inside. While we were talking, the sun had set and the darkness of night had slowly taken over. It was already evening. Since nobody was in the mood for a meal, we gathered in the leisure lounge instead of the cafeteria. Sir Takamaru, were you not supposed to be attending to Sir Shoma? Yugamu took over. Shoma's still out cold, but he's physically fine now. I just don't understand why Kako would kill herself. I've already explained we don't know for sure that it was the suicide. We haven't found a suicide note, not in the gym, on her clothes, or in her room yet. But the gym door was latched shut from the inside. And you didn't find anyone else in there, correct? Yes, but I find it hard to accept that Kako killed herself when Shoma was clearly killed by someone else. Why would she even do such a thing? I won't be fully convinced until a clear reason surfaces. I think she was murdered too, by that sponsor who was trying to get us to join the invader hunt. They did warn us this would happen. We all heard what that recording said, remember? All who refuse to join the game will be eliminated. All who refuse. That means the rest of us are targets too. You telling us that sponsor wants to kill us all? The first threatening message said something about everyone dying too. It sure did. The first and the second threats. We assumed they were written by different people because of the handwriting. But I'm starting to think that it was the same person after all. We went against the first note. We ignored their demand to leave the academy and chose to stay behind instead. That gave the culprit an idea. I'll hold a killing game and force those guys to murder each other. But when we went against the second request as well, they decided they were going to have to do it themselves. And by it, you mean killing us? Yep, it all makes sense when you think of it this way, doesn't it? That would mean the perpetrator has already murdered 4 people. 4? Sir Gaku, Lady Kako, Sire, and Sir Shoma. Though Sir Shoma was lucky enough to escape the jaws of death. So we're up against a ruthless serial killer here. We can't just let someone butcher our friends and get away scot-free. But how do we find them? Haven't I mentioned this before? The killer may well be one of us. Everyone tensed up at Hirako's words and started exchanging suspicious glances. Not everyone is a suspect, though. It would have been impossible for Takumi, Tsubasa, Takamaru, or me to have done this. How can you be so sure? Oh, that's right. The 4 of us met each other on the rooftop this morning, immediately after hearing Shoma scream. He was stabbed at the back of the building. Even if we could teleport, there's no way we could have appeared on the rooftop right after slicing him up that badly. He wasn't thrown down from the rooftop either after being stabbed either. His body hasn't taken any fall damage. Just a moment. What if all 4 of you were working together? Yes, it would definitely seem possible from your point of view. That would also mean 1 in 3 of our team are killers. I don't think the SDU would be worth much then. That line of reasoning isn't strong enough to prove your innocence. Anyway, what were the rest of you doing at that time? I remember those who came after us were Nozomi, Kyoshika, and Kurata. Moko and Yugamu too, though they aren't here right now. Where did you guys come from? I ran from the entrance hall. I simply found myself in the group as I was heading to the back of the building. How did you know to go there? Well, I heard Shoma scream, but I chose to wait in my room first before making a move. Then I overheard you guys talking outside. You said something about the scream coming from the back of the building, remember?
So she heard us say that.
She heard Takamaru say that.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to double check because I have to make sure there's no inconsistencies in what people are saying versus what we said. Like what they're saying we said. So I followed you to the scene of the crime. Nozomi and Dadami said the same thing, but I couldn't tell if they were telling the truth. Whatever the case, there was no denying the perpetrator could have joined up with the group halfway through without anyone realizing. Your suspicions are misplaced, especially when there is a much likelier suspect to cast aspersions on. Yeah, someone who didn't even show up at the crime scene. Huh? Wait, you mean me? You were totally trying to get us all to join that stupid killing game. So when we refused to cave after the second threat, you decided to... It wasn't me! I had nothing to do with that threat. I overslept, that's all. We all shot down at me deeply suspicious looks. Her dismay and bewilderment were palpable. Beads of sweat rolled down her face, making her makeup run. How can I say... Hey, can I say something? I think it's counterproductive for us to be doubting each other like this. How are we going to handle future battles if we can't even stay united? We're not. Let's calm down and think about things rationally. Under normal circumstances, the probability of the killer being an outsider is a lot higher than the alternative. But would an outsider be able to slip in without triggering the alarm? Well, that's... technically yes. Because... the worm commander was able to burrow in, because we know the sensors don't extend underground.
That's right.
Maybe it was Ava. Impossible. We checked the cage just now, remember? She was still inside and the gate was properly locked. Not only that, I have the key right here. This is the only key and it can't be duplicated, as Hideko said. Also, I locked my door last night so nobody could have stolen the key from me while I was asleep. What if you were working with her? I can debunk that theory. Takumi has been with me since morning. Even if he had let Ava out of her cage last night to stab Shoma, he couldn't have locked it back up this morning without my knowledge. You need the key to lock the cage just as much as you need to unlock it. That means it's one of us. No, it can't be. There has to be a way for someone to come in without triggering the alarm. There's always the possibility that nobody slipped in at all. What are you saying? I'm saying the killer could have already been hiding in the academy before the first team was dispatched here. That's true. If they were here already, they wouldn't have triggered the alarm. So that person's still hiding somewhere in this school right now. I mean, technically that is a possibility. Somebody from outside the school could have been in here before day one. I don't know what transparency mode is, but okay. All of a sudden, Tsubasa raised her voice. I know, I can make an organic life detection device. Organic life detection device. Put simply, it's a machine that detects the number of large living organisms on school grounds. It won't be advanced enough to pinpoint their exact locations, but having a precise number should tell us if there's really an outsider hiding here. You can make something like that? I found a similar function while investigating Eva's mask 2 days ago. I took the opportunity to study it thoroughly. So yes, I can make something like that. In 7 days, maybe? 7 days. Until then, let's stop being suspicious of each other like Nozomi suggested. We'll all assume that the killer is an outsider until proven wrong. What do you guys say? Everyone nodded in agreement. But when I saw that, the world around me started to spin. What is this? That was the last thought on my mind before it shut down completely. Overexhaustion, maybe?
How many days?
12, I think.
Jesus.
Get ready for your 30 night. Prepare to spend
I
another
think it was
day.
12 days.
Be ready to give your lives to protect our...
Oh, damn. Alright, well, it's obviously not gonna give me some extra fucking... some extra time, so... Oh yeah, we're in chapter 15B, or 15B. I don't know, 158? Oh, either way. We're gonna call the video here. As always, thank you all for watching. If you're enjoying the series, you want to see more, like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Follow me on Twitch, ArkNova3. And if you want to support the channel, check out my Patreon link in the description. For just $1 a month, you can help support me bringing the best content that I can.
Till then.